So you may have seen online those sand tables that use a magnetic ball to trace out patterns on sand, sort of like an automated Zen garden. Well, I think they're super cool. However, they're super expensive. So I decided to build my own. Yeah, these are the legs I got. They're 1 3/4 inch square dowels. They didn't have any 2-inch stuff, which is what I wanted, but it is what it is. So let's cut these down. These are all the stretcher pieces that I cut, and there's all the legs that I cut. All right, it's time to drill some pocket holes in these. All right, there's all the pocket holes drilled. Now it's on to mounting them to the legs. There's one leg done. There's the table fully built without the plywood inserts. All right, I've mounted the, this will be where the sand goes into the table. I just used some thin plywood and glued in, nailed in some blocks on the back, and then nailed it from the side. So it's all, that one's permanently mounted in there. All right, I have the table back at my apartment now. Plus I got all the electronics delivered the other day. So I've been printing out pieces for it. That's these white and black pieces are all printed. You can see I have the magnet mounted with, there's a ball bearing. So I have the table on its side because I was just testing, holding this up. But I have the magnet mounted on this side, so I can move it around. Everything is just resting here. I'm holding it up with my hand. And having the magnet there moves the ball around. One of my friends is coming over on Tuesday to help me finish building this. So we're going to drill through the table for a bunch of these mounting holes, finish the motor mounts, which I did not design on stream, but I did figure out a design after the fact, so those are currently printing. And then I'm gonna set up the electronics and do all the Marlin setup for it. After several hours of furious sanding to make this thing level, we finally got all the electronics mounted and all the belts done, and now I just need to cable manage, and then we'll be able to flip it over, put the sand in, and make things work.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good, Nick.
Yeah. So what we did, so you saw the electronics before, we just finished mounting them, the ball is on, it's riding on a magnet. I can't show you right now, but one unforeseen issue that we're running into is the acrylic top is super statically charged. So you can see it's not very clear at the moment because all the sand is jumping up and attaching itself to the plexiglass here. So yeah, I have to figure out what to do about that. It initially was super crunchy and really loud and just not very smooth. So what we did was we actually rubbed the entire bottom down with graphite powder, and that worked really well. The graphite powder makes it way smoother and way quieter.
I was very excited about the graphite powder before, but it seems to have worn off all of the graphite powder after a couple of loops of this G-code. I'm not entirely sure what the next idea is. I think I'm gonna go to Home Depot and get a piece of glass to put on the base of this so that it has something smooth to ride against. I think there's a lot of friction between the magnet and the wood, and that's what's causing a lot of the jittering, a lot of the crunchiness. I also think the sand is way too coarse. I wanna get some super fine sand.
Okay, like a good scientist, I changed several variables at once, so I'm not entirely sure what actually fixed the problem. But as you can hear, it's not that crunchy anymore. There's a little bit of crunch. If I bring you in real close, you might be able to hear it. A little bit of crunch, but it's really not bad. So what I did to fix it was two things. Number one, I mixed a crap ton of flour in with the sand and then put it back in the oven to dry it. And that actually worked really well. It made the overall texture of the sand much finer as opposed to being coarse. Okay, so I've done a fair bit of testing, a fair bit of tweaking of this whole table off camera. I believe the last update I did is when I put a bunch of flour into the sand and also put a piece of foam on the bottom of the magnet. That didn't end up working. The foam ended up being ground completely away. The flour did work, it did help make it less crunchy, but still there was a lot of sound. Still got annoying after a couple hours listening to it, so I needed to continue to tweak it to make it better. So let me bring you up to speed with what's actually happened and what's different. Okay, so the biggest change that's happened since is actually that this is not sand anymore. This is basically patching compound that you would use on drywall. Like if you had a hole in your wall, you'd take this stuff, mix it with water to make a paste, and then you put that on the wall, let it dry, and sand it. If you don't mix it with water, it's this super fine flour-like consistency. Oh, he wants to be a part of what I'm doing. It's a super fine flour-like consistency that's perfect for this exactly. The second major change that's happened is underneath the ball is a piece of glass now. I got a 12-inch by 10-inch picture frame replacement glass. I just put that underneath, then buried it with with the new powder. Basically dead silent. The only sound I can hear are the motor noises, which I can tune and make even quieter. So, and the third change that I made that didn't really have an effect on the sound, but more of the aesthetics of it, I got a smaller ball bearing. It can do finer lines, so a little more detail can be resolved in the sand. That's where I'm going to stop this project. It's been a lot of fun building it. There have been a lot of issues that I've hit along the way, but so far they all seem to be resolved now. The machine is way quieter. It's super interesting to look at. I spend a lot of my time just standing over here staring at it, but I'm very happy with this project. We're going to be building a second one. Phil wants one, so we're going to be building one for him at some point in the future, and I might document it. I don't know if a whole second video about this table is kind of worth it on the channel. I don't know that people are going to be interested in watching the same process a second time, so I may not. All right, that's it for now. So if you like this video, do the thumbs up thing. If not, the thumbs down thing. If you want to follow the projects I'm doing, subscribe. Join the Discord. I haven't plugged that yet. A lot of like-minded people, a lot of people talking about this kind of stuff all on there. You can chat with me directly. You can talk with a lot of great people on there, so highly recommend joining the Discord. Oh yeah, that's right, I have a Patreon. Totally forgot about that. If you want to support me directly, I have a Patreon. There's a link to join that down below. All right, thanks for watching. Bye.